There you are, working another shift at McDonald's, making $10 an hour. You're young, so you don't think too much of it. You're either living with family, a friend, or someone else who's either helping pay some of, if not the most or all, of your bills. So it's fine, right? Of course not. Should I come by and offer you a job that pays twice as much, you'll get up out of your job and leave. $20 an hour sounds great, but even this is not enough. At bare minimum, when you factor in inflation, the federal minimum wage should be at least $24 an hour, roughly speaking. How many people do you know who live with their parents still, or have a roommate? How are these people going to survive on their own? And even if they can get out on their own, many of them live paycheck to paycheck. According to BLS, an estimated 3,450,120 Americans are currently working fast food or counter work, with the mean hourly pay being a measly $11.80 an hour. Even at the 90th percentile, it's only $15.37. But even if you get paid enough, poor benefits and working conditions are still a major issue. Unfortunately, in places like California, it's terribly bad, as the average wait time for assistance with social housing is 7 years.
This is a super comfy bed. No complaints. I'm at home here. I don't know what my future is.
There's a huge disparity in paid sick leave from the entry-level workers to management and above. For the lower rungs, it was only about 59% that had access to paid sick leave, compared to a whopping 93% in management, professional, and related occupations. Meaning for almost half of the lower rungs of workers, they have to choose between recovering or coming into work sick, if they're even able to. And it's not just entry-level workers who feel this pain either. According to a survey done by Payments and Lending Club, 60% of millennials earning $100,000 or more a year say they are living paycheck to paycheck. This can be influenced by factors such as quality of life and how you're living your life. So if you're 100,000 and you're used to living the lifestyle of someone 100,000, and then suddenly factors change, this can heavily impact you. It found that 54% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck, while 40% of high earners also lived paycheck to paycheck. High earners being those who earned $100,000 or more annually. So for many, staying at home to recover is just not an option. This problem has been further exacerbated by the recent COVID-19 pandemic, in which we've seen many small and big businesses close, leading to the loss of 114 million jobs and counting. A common guide you are supposed to go off is that rent should only be 25% of your monthly income. But as we look at a report on apartmentguide.com, we can see that nationwide rent prices for both one-bedroom and two-bedroom apartments have increased significantly year over year at 21.3% and 16.7% respectively. For a one-bedroom nationwide, it's $1,680 a month, and for a two-bedroom, it's $1,958 a month. At $11.80 an hour, working full-time, if you were to try to get a two-bedroom, you would still fall short roughly $70. And please keep in mind, this is just to rent, meaning that money is just dumped, wasted, gone. And yet nationwide, the average payment on the 30-year fixed mortgage rate is less at $1,609 a month for a house. A lot more privacy, many more bedrooms, and the money is going to paying something off instead of literally renting it. Here's something really haunting I want to show you though. If you have poor credit, you can rent an overpriced bedroom, but you can't mortgage a house. Let me show you. Here we can see if you have decent credit or good, you have many options to refinance, for example. However, if you have poor credit, you have literally no options. One of the biggest reasons people have poor credit is due to medical debt. According to the 2020 census, 8.6%, or about a whopping 28 million Americans, did not have health insurance of any kind. However, of all these types of health insurance, employer-based health insurance is the most common at 51.4%, meaning for many Americans, they have the constant fear that if they lose or quit their job for any reason, they will then lose their insurance coverage. Additionally, 17.8% are made up of Medicaid. Medicaid limits the amount of money you are allowed to make. Here in Ohio, for example, you are only allowed to make roughly $1,610 a month to qualify for Medicaid, meaning many must stay in low-income jobs or face going uninsured. For those with pre-existing conditions, this is a bittersweet realization that America is entering dystopian territory. Speaking of this medical debt, on average, it has a substantial impact on your credit score, ranging typically from 50 to 100 points. But it's not just medical debt you have to worry about. Student debt is a big one too. In fact, on average, about 1 in 10 Americans have defaulted on a student loan. About 15% of student loans are in default at any given time. If you default, the remaining amount is considered to be due immediately. And with the average loan borrower in America owing around $32,731, this is damn near impossible. From 2004 to 2017, student loan debt collectively went from $346 billion in 2004 to $1,386 billion in 2017. That's a 302% increase in just 13 years, with the balance increasing by a whopping $80 billion every year since 2004. In a survey with CNBC, when asked how they felt about retiring securely, almost half, about 41%, of respondents said it would take a miracle to reach financial security in retirement. This was the highest among Gen X at 45% and Gen Y at 46%, with the lowest percentage being baby boomers at 30%. As we can see, more and more, the younger generations have inherited a broken world. If you want to receive full benefits from Social Security, you'll have to wait all the way up until you are 67, an age at which you may be too old to enjoy all those things you dreamed of doing when you were younger. And if you want the maximum amount of benefits, you need to wait until 70. According to a chart from World Bank, if we look at this graph, we can see that the average life expectancy for Americans here in the United States is 78.79 years. Meaning, if on average you retire at 67, you have roughly a little over 12 years to enjoy retirement. Now, the key part of this is we want to enjoy retirement in good health. But looking at a study done by researchers at Duke University School of Medicine, health begins to decline in the 50s. This can be offset by exercise, according to the study, but there's just one small problem. According to the Center for Disease Control, only about 23% of American adults meet the leisure time physical activity guidelines. This concludes the video. There's a lot more to be said, but for now, we'll leave it off here. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike it if you disliked it, and share with a friend. Any video suggestions, leave them down below. Thanks.